Hello everyone, it's Rachel here from Makers Gonna Learn, and today I have a fun video for you guys. We're gonna be tackling the basics of making a waterslide decal. Waterslide decals seem to be getting more and more popular, and there's a lot of different types of paper that you can use with it, and there's a lot of different ways you can make it. You don't really have to have a die cutting machine. You don't really have to have certain things. You do have to have certain things. It's all kind of confusing. So we're just going to tackle the very, very basics. So feel free to leave your questions in the comments below about this video, and I will do my best to answer them. But today we're using the brand Spin It for their waterslide paper. So it is like the real deal here. You don't get very many sheets, but you can use these sheets. Like, you can get a lot out of the sheets. So you'll need that, some water. Okay, you'll need a spray sealer, really any kind of spray sealer. We just had this in our craft studio. It's the Minwax fast drying polyurethane, okay? It just needs to be some kind of spray sealer. You also will need a little bitty, like, you can do a bowl, you can do a plate like this, something to put your water in, to put your decal in, to let the water soak. And of course you need something you're gonna put the decal on. Now this is very popular for glitter tumblers because it recommends sealing over it. So glitter tumblers seems like the most ideal thing to use this, because with glitter tumblers you put that resin over the decal. So today we're just going to use a little mug. Again, this is the very basics. I don't want to overwhelm you guys, overwhelm myself, anything like that. So we're just going to put it on this little mug here just to demonstrate the step-by-step process of how exactly to make a waterslide decal. And we're actually using one of our beautiful cut files from Makers Gonna Learn, our digital die cutting community, with a ton, almost 3,000 like-minded crafters. And if you want to join in on the fun, click the very first link below and you can see over 1,000 cut files, almost 200 fonts, free printable guides, awesome little perks, live streams all the time, and then awesome member-only Facebook groups. You guys will absolutely love that group. All of our members rave about it. But anyways, guys, let's jump into Design Space, and we're just going to show you guys how it's very easy to get this going and load this into your mat and send it to your printer and all that good stuff. So actually, before we do that, this paper has a shiny side and a dull side, and you're going to want to load it into your printer depending on how it's going to print. So you want it to print on the shiny side. So if you put it in your overhead tray, put it in shiny side facing you. If you want to put it in your bottom tray and let it feed up through your printer, put it shiny side down. So it only comes with 4 sheets, 4 or 5 sheets. I think only 4 sheets, guys. But there is a shiny side and a dull side, if you guys can kind of see that difference there. And be sure that you have this printed on the shiny side. So go ahead and place that in your printer, and then we'll get going in Design Space. So here we are in Design Space. We already have selected our beautiful print and cut file here, our beautiful PNG from 2019's Easter collection. It's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love how it turned out. It's beautiful on all sorts of projects, but today we're going to be using it on a little mug here that we've got. So the first things first, what you want to do with really any project is go ahead and size this guy. Now we've already sized this, and really the width doesn't matter near as much as the height does on something like this. So as you can see, we only have about 2 inches to work with. So if we go over here to edit, you can see here that we have a width of 3.1 and a height of 2. So once this looks great to you, you can go ahead and click Make It and replace what was on the mat. And now it will send it to the printer. So you've got all of this going here. Now one thing you do want to do with this is, since we're doing water slide, it's a little bit different than normal print cut projects. We're going to go ahead and actually turn bleed off, okay? Because this is kind of going to cut the outline, and you can leave bleed on, you can turn bleed off. It's really whatever you want to do. It depends a lot on the design you're using as well. But for this one, we're going to go ahead and turn bleed off. We don't need to mirror it for iron on, because this is, we are just using this paper here. I'll get you a close-up of this if you guys would like to see it. It is the Spin It waterslide paper. We got this at Michael's. I'm sure you could get it at a lot of different craft stores if it is not sold out. But we're going to go ahead and click Print, and it will connect to your printer. You can select copies over here, and we're just going to click Print. And here it is printed, guys. It printed beautifully on the shiny side just like we wanted. And up around us, we actually have some pieces of cardstock to protect our table because we are going to go in here with our polyurethane, our fast drying clear satin spray. You can have any kind of spray sealer you would like. We're going to use Minwax for this. And you're just going to open it up and you're going to stay a little bit far away from it. You know, you don't want to suffocate it, but you're just going to go over it with a very light coat of sealer. And then what you're going to want to do is let this guy set for 30 minutes. Now, ideally, 3 to 4 coats of this, okay? So once this dries, go back in there for another coat and then give at least 30 minutes in between coats. Let it continue to do that until you are satisfied with the coats that you've got. So once you got this done, just allow it to dry and then we'll come back. Okay guys, now that our printed out little floral pattern here has dried, after a few coats with 30 minutes in between, we finally let this guy dry for about an hour. And now we are ready to roll. We're going to go ahead and click continue. And for our material today, we're going to go ahead and we're going to select medium cardstock, but we're going to up that pressure here. We want that default pressure up to more. And once you have your material selected, we're going to place our printed image on the top left corner of our mat and load it into our printer. And as you might could have seen, I did move the stars over a little bit. I just really don't want anything to happen with our printed image here, so I just scooted the stars over to make sure that it was not going to get in our way, and I'm just going to hit that flashing Cricut button. What the Cricut is doing now is those black marks, the black box around our printed image, are called registration marks. And our Cricut is so smart as to go through and look at those registration marks so it can cut it at the best of its ability. And now it has started cutting, so all we have to do is wait for it to get done. And our machine is done cutting. Here is our beautiful design, and all we're going to do is peel up from one of the corners and reveal it. Look how pretty that is. That turned out great. So now we're going to do a little tip of turning the whole mat over and peeling up like this. This does a much better job at not hurting any of these little intricate pieces. So I highly recommend doing it this way if you are using any little intricate designs like we use here. So here is our little Waterslide decal. Now for, I guess, quote unquote, the fun part, we get to put this guy in water. We're going to get a little bit of water going over here, and it says, the directions say to place it in water for 30 to 60 seconds. So here's our little plate, and from what I know, it's going to curl up on us a little bit, which is okay. And this is just room temperature water from a water bottle. I'm just going to place, and yeah, it's curled up on us a lot here. So we're just going to, I'm going to open this guy up, make sure that all his little pieces are getting in the water here. And I'm just going to make sure he's laying flat for us for 30 to 60 seconds. And while he's chilling over there, I will go ahead and get some alcohol in our little pump here and wipe off our mug here. I want to eliminate all the possibilities of anything happening to this mug. So I'm going to lay our mug right here. And another little tip for mugs is to get a little paint bottle and put your little paintball under there, and it holds it quite perfectly. So this guy has been under the water for quite some time now, definitely at least 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and very gently pull him up out of the water. And another little tip that we need to do here is take your fingers, okay, and then wet your mug, okay? You're wanting to make this really slippy slidey so your Waterslide decal will stay on there. So once that is on there, you know, select your position where you want this guy to go. I think I want mine to go this way, okay? So I'm going to apply this down, and then now we're just going to very carefully, very slowly, as you can see, it's all really wanting to slip and slide well, just like it's supposed to. And we're just going to, with this hand, very carefully keep some things in place here. And with the other hand, we're just going to be pulling very carefully. Just very carefully pulling. And if you see it, you know, start to wrinkle up a bit, we can fix that afterwards. So we're just going to very carefully just pull, pull, pull. And once that is off, we can go in here and perfect the little imperfections here and make sure that everything is down the way it's supposed to be and that everything looks the way we want it. But everything really has turned out beautifully with this project. There are some minor little bitty things. One of our little purple flowers here has decided to curl up on us, and I think it has tucked underneath. But once you get it exactly where you want it, and you try and fix your little details, and we did choose a rather detailed file today. I really wanted to make a beautiful floral mug for you guys. All in all, it looks beautiful. I think that it turned out great. So once you get your Waterslide decal where you would like it, and you have slowly just peeled up and you've just taken your time, just take a little paper towel and you're gonna blot around it. Make sure you get your whole mug and just keep blotting and make sure that it's all dried how it needs to dry, and it's all, you know, kind of patted dry. And once it's dry, guys, sit and let it set and dry for a while, and then you can put your epoxy over it. You can put another coat of spray sealer on it, anything that you would like. So what did you guys think of the Waterslide decals? I think that they really turned out beautifully. Now again, this is a very beginner basic video on Waterslide decals and how to make them and the process and things like that. But really, if you just have patience and a love for crafting, then this will go perfectly. If you are a newbie and you want to try one of these out for yourself, I would definitely recommend trying it. It's really, really fun. Maybe use a little bit less of a decaled file to start with, but I think that it turned out beautifully. When this dries and we seal it, it will be perfect. It makes me want to make like a whole china set with Waterslide decals, with plates and serving trays and everything like that. I think it would be beautiful to have all of the little dinnerware set decorated in this beautiful Waterslide decal. But guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you learned a lot. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and give us a like on this video. Let us know any questions in the comments linked down below. And again, check out the very first link if you want to see where you can get this print and cut file along with over 1,000 others, along with a ton of other awesome membership benefits at Maker's Gonna Learn. So guys, I hope you have a wonderful crafty day. Happy Waterslide decaling. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.